Well, welcome into the presentation. As noted before, I'm going to go ahead and put you all in the listen-only mode. We'll use that chat box, the question box, to communicate back and forth. That was some great information on RSI. We use a lot of RSI techniques as well within our trading platform. So good stuff. Awesome. Great. So listen, when it comes to trading, never, ever, ever invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You must always trade with what is called equity management in mind. Now, we talk about that, and we're going to talk about proper equity management today, maximizing our losses and maximizing our gains and minimizing our losses through proper equity management. And that'll definitely be approaching something that we talk about. Now, this webinar that I'm going to go over with you today is really designed for one thing, and that is to help you decide, if you aren't already, if you're interested in currency trading or Forex trading, that we like to call it, okay? Now, I'm not here today in this particular webinar to teach you how to be a foreign currency trader. That's why you'll become a student today. My job is really to show you how we help people, and have been doing this for the past 23 years, helping people all over the world, just like you, make money consistently in the currency market, and that you can do this too, okay? Now, I know a lot of you are here because you're trading other asset classes. A lot of you are equities traders. That's great. You're going to find out today that my background was a lot of equities, a lot of options. Now I focus primarily on the currency market because it has a lot of advantages, okay? We have a lot of students that do this full-time, part-time. Whatever you're looking to do, we can teach you to be a successful currency trader, because what we teach is a skill. It's a real skill that you learn to appreciate and you learn to implement day after day after day. Now, having done this for about 25 years, I'll tell you, currency trading isn't for everybody, and it may not be for you. And you know what? That's all right. I at least applaud all of you for taking time out of your busy schedule to take a look at a new opportunity. Maybe it's a different asset class for you. And so we're going to talk about that today. Now, let me ask you a quick question. How many of you in this presentation have experience trading the currency market? If you would rank that on a scale from 1 to 10 for me, 1 being you're brand new to the currency market, 10 being you're a currency trader, go ahead and put that into the chat box for me right now. So I know kind of what the level of understanding of the currency market is in here. All right, so I've got Robert as a 1, Peter's a 1, Maurice is a 10. All right, let me know everybody that we got in here. Brian's a 1, Nick is a 10, Anderson's a 2, Fred's a 2, Alex is a 3, Ray's a 7. Keep going, gang. Let me know. I got a big, pretty, got 225 of you in here. Let me know what everybody's experience is. That way I can really kind of tailor the presentation. All right, good. So that gives me a pretty good feel for everybody that's in here. Understand, when it comes to the currency market, real important that you understand that this is what's called a zero-sum game. This is a zero-sum game. That means in every single transaction, the winners get paid from the losers in these transactions. And if you're one of my currency traders in here and you find yourself losing more often than you would like, what you're doing is paying people who've got better tools, better experience, better coaches than you do. So what you got to do is get yourself on the winning side of that curve, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, this is a live presentation. Obviously, you know that. Today is January 9th. Year is 2018. Make sure you got a pen, you got a piece of paper. You're prepared to take great notes, okay? I wanted you to know that this is going to go by very, very, very quickly. Now, if you don't know much about Market Traders Institute, we are a 23-year-old company, okay? And we are not a broker. We're not affiliated with any broker. We can recommend brokers to you if you'd like to get that information from us. What Market Traders Institute's been doing for the past 23 years is developing and providing a premier education portal, developing premier technology software platform, which I will demonstrate to you today, developing the best mentors and coaches in the world. And to me, that's probably the most important thing, the people that we've put together, and then providing excellent education throughout our technology and our software. Now, 23 years we've been in business. I know I have a lot of business owners in this presentation. We attract a lot of entrepreneurs. You know, if you're a business owner, you do not survive in business for 23 years without having a rock solid foundation and by backing up what you promise. I mean, the reason why we've grown year after year after year is because our students are making money, pure and simple. We are considered to be the best in the world at what we teach, and we'll talk about that, and I will demonstrate a lot of our tools today. Okay, now if you look at the building right here, I'm broadcasting live from this building. This is our corporate headquarters. I'm in Orlando, Florida. I'm broadcasting live from the second floor of this building. We have about 200 employees out of our office right here. Okay, now we've gone through tremendous growth as an organization over the last 6 to 8 years. And for me, the reason why we've had such a huge growth spike in the last 6 or 8 years is because of a philosophy that started with our founder that we never leave a client behind. Now, in your notes, the first thing that I want you to write down is just a couple words. I want you to write down mentorship and coaching. Mentorship and coaching. And highlight it and underline it. You know, right now, if you wanted to learn about currency trading, think about it. You could search online, Yahoo, Google, YouTube, and find a ton of information. Okay, a lot of information, a lot of videos on how to trade the currency market. Well, you want to stay away from, obviously, the majority of that stuff. Let me tell you how if you are a currency trader, you improve what you're doing. And if you're new to the currency market, how you make money in the currency market. And I like to keep things pretty basic. If you want to be a successful currency trader, find somebody or an organization that has a proven track record of success, but not just for a couple years or 5 years or 10 years, but for decades. For decades. But you got to make sure not only do they know how to make money in the currency market, but can they effectively teach others and train others to replicate what they're doing. And then when you find that, you stick yourself to their side as they teach, train, support, and help you become successful in the currency market. Now, one of the things that we do to show you the level of commitment that we have as it relates to working with our students, our coaching and our mentorship. Those of you that trade the currency market, you know that this is a 24-hour-a-day market. Every second of every day the currency market is open, we are live trading, coaching, teaching with our students. There is never a second the market is open where our students can't interact with our coaches and our teachers 24 hours a day. When you combine that level of expertise as far as commitment to coaching with our mentorship and our software, which I'm going to demonstrate, our proprietary tools, our indicators, that's why we've grown the way that we have. Now, we've gotten significantly recognized, okay, recognized by Inc. magazine over the last couple of years as being ranked as one of the top 500 fastest growing privately held companies in the U.S. We're led and we were founded by this gentleman on the screen right here. This is Jerrod Martinez. He's known throughout the financial world as the FX chief. I know a lot of you have read his books, best-selling author, teacher, mentor. Just to give you a level of his type of results trading, over the last 3 years in third-party verified accounts, Jerrod Martinez has averaged about 2,000 pips a week. Now, if you're new to currency trading, you may not know what a pip is. You will in a few moments here as we get into it. But 2,000 pips in a week in a standard lot, that's $20,000 a week in profit. That's $80,000 a month. This is the level of expertise in coaching and mentoring our students get to work with on a daily basis. He's been trading the currency market exclusively for 30 years. He's considered to be, in the currency market, the best in the world at teaching and trading Fibonacci's. And I'm going to introduce you to some of our Fibonacci tools, our proprietary tools, our patent pending tools, of where we've taken Fibonacci's and automated it, and then we've laid a power Fibonacci on top of it. Some really incredible tools that all of you will have access to be able to use. Now, the next thing I want you to write down in your notes, this is super cool. This actually is going down later today. You just happen to hit a timing of it perfect today. Tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that is New York City time, we will be going live. This is one of the most important teachers and coaches we have in our organization. This is Josh Martinez, considered to be one of the best currency traders in the world. Josh is going live tonight with our 2018 market declaration, okay? Write down in your notes, 2018 DEC, tonight, 7 p.m., okay? We are lining up targets tonight, rolling into the next 6 weeks, where we be anticipating looking on the bullish side of close to 9,000 pips of opportunity on the pound pairs. On the downside, about 6,500 pips of opportunity. We will be outlining these targets, looking for this opportunity going up. Now, this is unique in the sense that Our typical prediction events, which we are having today later, we set aside for our more experienced students. However, because we are in an investor inspiration special webinar today, we've been given the green light to invite 25 of you out of this particular presentation into this session tonight, where Josh will be trading live market right in front of you. So what I want to know from you, if you are interested in being one of the 25 in this session tonight, very simply, all I want you to do is type your telephone number in the chat box and type in DEC for declaration. It's going to be an awesome, about an hour and a half trading session where we'll be dumping in live, setting up trades. Really cool event. If you're interested in being in there, just type in your telephone number and DEC for declaration. Now, just to give you a feel for our past predictions and the results that we have produced over the last coming up on 4 years since January 2014, and our different predictions, there's been over 20,000 pips predicted. But here's the thing, it's not about predictions, about pips made. And that's where the rubber meets the road. And I would encourage a lot of you, if we are new to you, you've never heard of us, to do a little bit of research, okay? To do a little bit of research, and you can see exactly what our students write about us, the pips they're making. Go to our Facebook pages, go to Josh's and Tyson's, a lot of our experts' Facebook pages, so you can see in real time what our students are doing and making, because this is ultimately why we grow. Our students get results. It's just pure and simple why we've stuck around for 23, coming up on 24 years this year. So my promise to all of you is by the time we wrap up here in just a little bit, after we go live in the market, you see a lot of our tools, our indicators. You're going to absolutely understand, if you don't already, the power, the potential in the currency market. You're also going to see how you can have immediate profit potential without, quitting whatever you do full time, without turning your life upside down. Now, I will tell you, this is not let's get rich overnight. This is not let's be a next week millionaire. There's no such thing in the world of that. What we teach is a skill. Learning to trade the currency market consistently, profitably, is a skill that you learn to apply day after day after day after day with the help of your mentors, your coaches, our technology. You're going to absolutely love it. And I got a bunch of you on here. Bernard, make sure we have your number, my friend. I see where you put in declaration. We have to be able to get a hold of you. Maurice, I've got your information. Ram, oh, I got it, Bernard. There we go. Tim, make sure we have your number. Carrie, I've got that. Ahmad, I've got it as well. Jackson, okay, we got a whole bunch of you interested. You're going to love it. It's a really cool session. So this is what I'm going to do. Before we jump into the market and we actually start analyzing and looking at opportunities, because there are new people in here to the currency market, I need to get the new people up to speed on a few basics. My more experienced people, hang tight. We will jump into the live market. I will demonstrate our proprietary, our patent pending tools to you in just a couple minutes here. But I need everybody to understand some basics as it relates to the currency market and why this market. As I said, I've been involved in trading every asset class over the last 25 years. I've owned millions of dollars of real estate. To me, the currency market, and now even cryptocurrencies, is the best market to be in because it offers significant advantages over other markets. First and foremost, the liquidity in the market. I mean, it's the most liquid market in the world. I mean, that just simply means you can enter and exit the market anytime that you want. There's always buyers, there's always sellers. You can get in and out of trades anytime that you want. You're not stuck holding on to positions. You can be in a trade for 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days, 5 months, and get in and out with no penalties. Now, the second big advantage of this market is the flexibility. It's a 24-hour-a-day market, okay? It's a 24-hour-a-day market. What that means is in the U.S., this market opens up at 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon. It's open all night, all morning, all day, every day till Friday at 5 o'clock, okay? It's 24 hours a day. Now, for me, that's super convenient. I'm 48 years old. I got 3 kids. I got a 12-year-old son, a 9-year-old son, a 6-year-old daughter. I got a wife that's a professor that works. We're busy. I mean, my kids are involved in sports and music. I like the fact that I can trade at 11 o'clock at night, okay, when my kids have gone to bed for an hour. I can set my alarm to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and trade one of my favorite sessions, which is called the London Breakout, which starts at 2:30 in the morning and runs, I'll trade till about 3:45. Or I can trade in the middle of the day. The point being, it's a 24-hour-a-day market, and you can trade anytime that you want around your busy schedule. Now, the size of this market is the largest market in the world, okay? There's over $5.3 trillion traded on this market back and forth every single day. Huge. And then there's focus. And to me, this is another big advantage. Coming back from an equities and options background, we're literally, there's thousands of potential companies to invest in equities markets. And a lot of time is spent technically, fundamentally looking at these. The currency market available in the world, there's about 60 currency pairs. Okay, that's it, 60 currency pairs. And as a currency trader at Market Traders Institute, you're going to pay attention really to about 20 or 21. And I'd be willing to bet the majority of our students' profits are made off of probably about 10 pairs or cross pairs. Tonight in our live session, we'll look at 4 opportunities. So because it's easy, there's not as many pairs to look at, not as many options to invest in, it keeps you very focused. And again, people that are focused and have a plan and sit down and follow a routine, in my experience, are the ones that are the successful traders. And that's what I'm going to talk about and exactly what I'm going to show you within our time here today. So I'm going to go ahead and switch gears up here and bring up right here my charts for me. And I'm going to go ahead and, if you can see that I've transferred over from my PowerPoint and I've now got up the charting software, let me know that you can see that. Type in a yes or the letter Y in the chat box for me, please. Everybody tell me yes, 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 yes. Good, everybody tell me. Good. We can see we've brought up 6 currency pairs. 6 currency pairs. All right, so what you're looking at is what's called the Ultimate Charting Software. Now, this is Market Traders Institute's own proprietary charting platform. We've developed this internally by traders for traders. It works on every currency pair, every time frame, and cryptocurrencies as well. Now, the beauty of this is through our Smart Trader system, it's all web-based. So that means when I travel, which I do quite frequently, when I travel to go do seminars in Canada to teach people to trade, I take my charts and my indicators with me on my smartphone, on my tablet. I don't have to drag my laptop along with me. It's all cloud-based applications, which is pretty cool. Now, if you look at this, and again, if you're new to currency trading, it's like any other market that's out there. You're looking to buy low like this, okay, and sell high, when it's the same old adage, or you're looking when the market reverses to sell into the market when it moves down. The difference, for those of you that are new to a currency market, the difference is you have a very specific job as a currency trader. Your job is to capture pips. Now, a pip is an acronym for price, interest, point. Price, interest, point, okay? Now, I'm not going to get into a big definition or description of what a pip is right now, because it's honestly not necessary. All I want you to understand is pips are good. Pips are your friend, okay? You want to capture as many pips as you can when the market is moving up. You want to capture as many pips as you can when the market is pushing down. I will show you how pips turn into profits in just a moment here, okay? Pips are your friend. Now, as we look at the screen right here, and I kind of clear this out of the way, you can see there's a watermark in the background. Can everybody see where it says GBP NZD 1 hour? What we're looking at is the Great British Pound New Zealand Dollar 1 hour chart. Okay? Great British Pound New Zealand Dollar 1 hour chart. Now, every one of these little indicators on the screen, you may or may not be aware, these little indicators are called Japanese candlesticks. A Japanese candlestick is just a visual representation of how much the market has moved within a particular period of time. Every one of these represent 1 hour because we're on a 1 hour chart. A great way to think of candlesticks is candlesticks are almost like, thinking of them is in good terms is they're like the sign language of the market. Good traders use candlesticks to help them determine, change in patterns, reversals of trends. You'll learn more about that when you come on board as a student. But I like to think of them as the sign language of the market. Now, looking at these candlesticks right here, very simply, all this means, if I click on one right here, this is from the other day. This is from January 4th at 7 p.m. This candle opened up and had an open, a high, a low, and a close. All that means that this particular candle, if you're new to this, it opened up, dipped down. Now this wick, this long line off the bottom of what's called the wick, it moved up, had a high for the hour, settled in and closed out that hour, and then it opened up a brand new candle, of which it opened up and had a high for the hour, settled in for a low for that hour, it settled in, closed out that candle, and it does it over and over and over and over and over again, okay? That's what this does over and over and over again, all the way up into the live market of which we're in right now, okay, which you can see that this candle will expand and grow over this period of time, okay? So this is going to be what we're going to talk about, how we make money using these types of movements. Now, very quickly before we get into actual tools and indicators, just so the new people know how pips turn into profits, okay? Just so new people know how pips turn into profits. If you're experienced, as I've said 3 times, I promise I'm going to get into my technical tools in a minute. We have a lot of new people on here that need to have some basics. So please be patient with me if you are experienced. I promise you, you're going to see tools and indicators that are proprietary to our company that we've spent millions of years developing and millions of dollars developing as well. So hang tight for me. If I make a trade right here, very simply, based on some indicators, some information and analysis, and decide to buy right down in here, very simply, if I buy down here and I sell right up here, the difference between this number right here and this number right here would be the amount of pips that I would profit, okay? So right here, if I buy down here, I'm going to sell up here. I can measure my pips very simply by grabbing my ruler and bringing it up here. If you look up here in the top left-hand corner, just let me, everybody know, type in yes if you can see that I would have bought into this trade the 2nd of January. I would have sold the 3rd of January, okay? I would have made 204 pips. I'd have been in this trade for 20 bars. Now, a bar is an hour because bars are candlesticks. We're on an hourly chart, so 20 bars is 20 hours. Everybody gets that, right? Awesome. Good. All right, so very quickly, let's talk about, for my new people, how pips turn into profits. Understand, when you trade the currency market, you have options of how you can trade. You trade in what are called lot sizes. You trade in what are called micro lots, mini lots, and standard. Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me now? Check 1, 2, 3, 4. I've moved over to a telephone. Can you hear me? Check 1, 2, 3, 4. I apologize. I'm not sure what's going on with Citrix. They must have some issues, so I'll do my best with what I have right here. Okay, good. Everybody's telling me that they can hear me. Okay, good. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All right, back to what I was saying. So let's talk about that $20 investment. We invested $20, turned into, basically we doubled our money over a period of about 20 hours. Now, this is where it starts to get a little bit more exciting, because let's say we made that same trade I showed you over here. Okay, I made that same trade, bought down here, sold up here. We made our $20. But we invested in a mini lot. So we invest $200 into that mini lot investment. We hold on to that trade for 20 hours. Now when we sell out, for every pip we just made, $1 per pip. So our $20 turned into $40 minus a commission in about 20 hours time. Obviously that's much better. That's return on investment of nearly doubling your money. Well, this is where it starts to get exciting for new people. This is where real leverage and buying power starts to kick in. Let's say we make that same trade over that same period of time, but now we invest in a standard lot. We don't have to do anything different, any more energy, any more effort, anything. We invest $2,000 in the trade. We're in that trade for 20 hours. Now, per pip, we make $10. So our $2,000 investment just turned into $4,000 in about 20 hours time. Obviously, that's pretty hot right there, because you doubled your money during that time. And to me, having done this a long time, trading every asset class that's out there, this to me is the most significant advantage that this market tends and lends, because there's more leverage and buying power than any other market that's out there. So I'm a little bit behind time. Now that you understand pips, I'm going to dive real quickly here into the market here, because I want to show you and introduce you to some of our unique tools and indicators that we have. All right, so looking back at the ultimate charting software, the thing about the currency market is the currency market loves to move in these wave-like patterns. Currency market loves to move up and make these swings in these patterns over and over and over again, okay? And what we're looking to do as smart, sophisticated traders is, obviously we want to jump into a trade
when the market pushes up, reverses, sell into the market and make money when it goes down. Or obviously we want to make money when the market reverses, goes the other direction, and buy into the market and make money when it moves up. Now, every successful trader must know three things in a successful trade. We got to know, number one, market direction. We got to know, number two, when to get in. And we got to know, number three, when to get out. So we got to know market direction, when to get in and when to get out. Now, when you come on board as a student, you're going to use different types of indicators and information and your education and your help with your coaches to determine these three things right here. One of the concepts that you will become experts at, something that we're considered to be probably the best in the currency world at teaching, is understanding Fibonacci's. Now, a lot of you may know what a Fibonacci is. If you don't, research it when I'm done, but just very high level, Leonardo Fibonacci was a 13th century mathematician, and he basically, what he discovered was that the world of nature tends to have this rhythmic cycle built into it. He found that if animals would reproduce in an equation, in a pattern, in a numerical sequence, he found that plants would grow in this same numerical sequence called the golden ratio. That if you look at the thumbprint on your thumb, it's in a sequence, it's in a pattern. The stripes on a zebra, it's in a sequence, it's in a pattern, it's in a repeatable pattern. Well, so looking at the market, the beautiful thing about the currency market is it loves to move in these patterns over and over again. So we use Fibonacci. We use Fibonacci extensions and retracements, mathematics, because math doesn't lie, okay, to determine when to get in and when to get out, longer-term time frames for market direction, shorter-term time frames when we get in, when we get out. And again, I'm behind, so I'm going to pick up the pace here. Now, very simply, when we do this, we're going to apply this towards the live market here. I'm going to go right over here, real quickly draw out. The market likes to move in these wave patterns. And what it does, it makes what's called a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then it reverses and makes a lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low, and it does this over and over and over again. Now, just some basic technical analysis. We're going to draw out the A, B, C, Ds. This would be called our A boundary. This would be a B boundary. This would be a C boundary. As I like to call C entry. This would be a D extension. So right now I'm going to manually draw this, but in a minute I'm going to show you automation, and then on top of that I'm going to lay what are called our proprietary power Fibonacci tools, which not only identifies opportunities, entries and exits, but also sets up all your trades for you. It's incredible. All right, so I'm going to draw out a manual fib from A to B, just like that, okay? Then I'm going to draw out 3 buy zones. This is just so if you don't trade fibs, you understand the basic concepts behind it. Right here, my first zone, I'm going to go ahead and shade this in, okay? I'm going to make this a red zone. My next zone, I'm going to make this one my blue zone, okay? And then my third one, I'm going to shade green. So if you can see, I've shaded 3 different colors, red, blue, and green. Go ahead and type in a yes or a Y in the chat box so I know everybody can see the colors. Can you see that, red, blue, and green? Type in yes for me. Okay, cool. All right, good, good, good. Everybody's telling me yes. So again, picking up the pace here. What we're looking to do in this example is make money in this trade when it moves up, reverses, buy into the market right here, right? Buy into the market right here. And what we're going to do is let the Fibonacci's tell us when to sell, when to get out based on the extensions. Now, we use different indicators to help us determine when to buy down here. Again, I talked about the candlesticks, trend line breaks. You'll learn that as a student. All I want you to understand right now is just for basic understanding of the fibs. Let's say our reversal takes place down here in the green zone. If I buy in the green zone, I'm going to hold on to this trade as it's trending up all the way until it hits right here. Now, the reason for that, I buy down here, I sell at this green extension, the 1180, is because the software is doing all the work for me. It's telling me, okay, based on this trend in the past, if you continue to hold on to this past the 1180 extension, the numbers start to move against you, and the law of averages start to say that the trade will go the other direction. So I'm going to buy in the green zone. I'm going to sell at the green extension. Well, if I buy in the blue zone, I'm going to sell at my blue Fibonacci extension. Okay, and again, I'm going to show you how we automate all this in a moment. And then I've got my red zone right here, which is a much bigger zone. So if I buy in the red zone right here, I'm going to trade this particular one all the way up until I hit my red extension right there. So I just need everybody to understand so we can dive into actual candlesticks and apply this. We buy and sell from green to green, blue to blue, red to red. If you understand that, type in yes in the chat box for me. Okay, good. Well, let's apply this to some candlesticks, and then we're going to automate all of this, and we're going to look at real-time trades, opportunities sitting up right now for us. All right, so I'm going to line right up here and draw up my A, okay? My B is going to be right over here. Now, I don't know where my C entry is yet. It hasn't distinguished itself, okay? Looking for a C entry point. So I'm going to grab my Fibonacci, and I'm going to manually draw this fib right here, right up from A to B, just like that, okay? Now, looking for different ways to see a breakout in here. You can see right now, I'm just going to draw a simple trend line. You can see our trend line is starting to move down this direction like that. So we're looking for some sort of a breakout as an indicator to get in. Nice little breakout right here. So that would be our buy. If we were watching our zones, if you can identify what color zone that would be in, type that in the chat box, just so I know everybody knows. What color zone is that in? Yeah, everybody's telling me red. Well, if we buy in the red zone, we're going to trade. Again, we're letting software do all the work for us up to the red extension. Now, if I hit this target, I can figure that out. That's going to be about 75 pips. It's pretty basic to figure that out. So I just go right up here. Now I've got a target, 75 pip target, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our stop loss orders. Obviously, every trade, we're going to set up a stop loss order, protect our downside. We're going to take losses in trades. That's part of being an investor. In this particular example, if we wanted to be aggressive, we'd set it up about 5 to 10 pips below my B. If we're conservative, about 5 to 10 pips below the A. In this example, that'd be about 25 pips. So that gives us 25 pips risk. So everybody understands we set up a 3-to-1 risk ratio. If you understand that, type in yes in the chat box, right? 3-to-1 risk ratio. We're willing to risk 25 pips to make 75. So we execute our trade. Again, we're not a broker. Use anybody you want. We're going to buy into this, and boom, it hits our extension right here. So we got out of this trade. We were into the total of about 7 hours. Okay, so that's 7 hours. And made, you know, less some commission, $750 profit. $750 profit. All right, well, what do we do next? This is the beautiful thing. You learn to repeat these skills over and over again. Now, I'm going to show you in a second here how we're going to automate this, and then we're going to lay a Power Fibonacci proprietary tool right on top of it. But the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move this, my C, my old C is my brand new A. My B is now right up here, okay? I'm going to grab my Fibonacci tool, and I'm going to draw from here right on up to here. All right, now I'm looking for an entry point. You can see I've got a trend moving down right here. My trend is moving down. So I'm looking for an opportunity in this one for a breakout, for a position for an opportunity to get into this particular trade. I'm looking for breakout. So here's my breakout right here. I'm in my red zone again. I'm not even going to ask you to answer that for me because you can figure that out. Now, if this continued to move down, see in this particular example, in my red zone right here, I'm going to trade till I hit my extension. Now, if this happened to move all the way down and reverse down here in the blue zone, I'm going to trade to my blue. If it does it in the green, I'm going to trade to my green, okay? Well, we would also set up our stop loss order. We can see now, does this hit our extension? Boom, hits that, and perfect. And this is for a lot of people that don't trade Fibonacci's. It's amazing when you start to look at this because it's all math. It's not coincidence. It's not magic. It repeats itself over and over and over again. This particular trade had an opportunity of about 119 pips in 20 hours. So there's $1,950 of opportunity in about 27 hours. But watch this. As cool as that was, how about if we automate these tools? Now, this is part of Market Traders Institute's own proprietary trading platform. If I come up here and I click on MTI Smart Tools right here, boom, click at this right here, come over here on the count of three, 1, 2, 3, click. What this has done for me is automated 100% accurate my Fibonacci for me. Well, you can see we're right in the middle of a breakout right here. Our first movement, our first day was down here. Here, oops, let me draw this for you to see right here. Our first day is right here. That was our first day. Here was our first entry point. If we traded this entry point right here from red to red, that trade right there was worth 285 pips. Well, what's happening right now? We're right in the middle right now of a brand new breakout. Can everybody see that it's busting through this trend line right here? And what I'm doing right now, and this is an actual trade into the movement right here, bought it in the red zone. If this hits my target all the way down here, that's another 324 pips. On a standard lot, that's $32,000. On a mini lot, that's $3,200. Happening right in front of your eyes right now. How about we show you on another currency pair? Okay, go right over here, bring this one up. So I grab my Fibonacci tool, automated, boom, smart Fibonacci, 1, 2, 3, boom. Look at this. This movement has repeated itself. It's moving into its third movement right now. Its third movement. Can you see A, B, A, B, A, B, and look what's happening right now. We got a downward trend in this, pushing down right here. We're waiting for a breakout to move in on the upside. As soon as we get that breakout, depending on which zone it's in, we're going to trade to that zone. Now, here's the frustration that a lot of Fibonacci traders have. You can get a trade like this and have multiple entry points off of one movement, because what happens when this moves down, if you look at this last one over here, we could have bought right here in this zone, okay, and traded all the way up to here, one opportunity, two opportunities, 3, 4. There were 4 entry positions. How about we take all of those entry positions and we automate it all? So what I'm going to introduce you to now is what is called the power of Fibonacci. Now take a look at this chart right here. In this one chart alone, you can see the ABCD process has repeated itself 7 times in a row, okay? And when you click on the Power Fibonacci tool right up here, the Auto Fibonacci tool right here, you find the low, you click on that, and you can see in any one of these movements, there was a ton of opportunity to be made. You watch all of these go through, by the time you get to the 6th movement, there's over 400 pips right there. That's $4,000 on a standard lot. If you hit all of these movements within 1 month, that's over $16,000. And if you look at this chart right here, we're in the midst of a third movement going on right here. We do this over and over and over again. But here's the thing. The people always want to know, okay? How does this work? Well, we identify our low, our C entry point. We find the AB. We line it up with the Fibonacci, okay? We trade to the same color. Okay, we trade to the same color, just like I showed you a moment ago. We got our stop in, trade up to that D extension, 396 pips. But again, Aaron, do I have to sit there in front of my computer? No, because you could have multiple entry positions. This is where the Power Fibonacci tool takes over. We've taken all of the technical traditional analysis and we've simplified it into this Power Fibonacci tool that automates this entire process for you. And I know I'm going quickly because I lost time because we lost sound. Pay close attention to this because you're going to understand the power of this in just a second. Can you see on this chart we have a breakout right here? Type in a yes or a Y if you see that breakout. Okay, everybody's telling me yes. Okay, so now what we do is we go right up here and we grab our tool. We grab our tool, our Smart Fibonacci. Again, this is our own patent pending technology. No one else in the world has this, but Market Traders Institute students. We automate the fib. Boom, it draws it for me, identifies my AB pattern. Now, this is what we don't know. We don't know if we're going to get an entry here, 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 or get multiple entries. Okay, so instead of sitting here in front of your computer all day long and waiting for that C entry, all I do is I bring up my Power Fibonacci tool right here. I bring up my Power Fibonacci tool and I select all lines. Select all lines, and watch what happens when I do this. I click this, it hits all of those retracements. Now, my own particular strategy is I like to take the top and the bottom one off. I like to trade the middle 4. You'll massage that working with your coaches, what your best techniques are. Now, all I have to do at this point in time is click OK. Okay, now watch what happens. Right over here, see where all those dotted lines appear. If you see that, type in a yes or a Y. Type in a yes or a Y if you see where all those dotted lines appear. Yep. Now what that's done for me, what happened? The reason why those lines just showed up is with one click of the mouse, 4 orders are placed at each one of those C entry points. Now my work is all done. It's all 100% automated. The system does the rest. Now I can see my orders by clicking right up here in trading and go to open orders. And right from here, I can see my order ticket, the currency that I want to trade, the amount that I want to trade, and mini lots in this example. If any of those 4 orders go through, it's a $200 investment. The buy prices are right here at each of the Fibonacci levels. And the best part is my stops are put in accurately, protect my downside. And the limits are put in to trade correctly to the color, okay? Again, depending on where we enter, we're going to trade red to red, red to red, red to red, blue to blue, green to green. Now, I snapped this screenshot from one of my classes not too long ago. I had 2 of my trades go through. This is what it will look like. In about 20 minutes time, 2 of my trades executed. I pocketed about 100 pips right in front of my audience. Boom. Next day, I did the exact same thing. 2 of my targets were hit, about 658 profit. Now, here's the thing. If I come right over here to this chart and I line this up, see this little gearbox right here, I click on this. I come right over here, I select all lines. Like I told you, I like to take my middle 2 off. I select this right here, and boom, and I have 100%. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm getting ready to enter as soon as I get my reversal patterns in any one of these opportunities that take place when this starts to move up. And what it will do automatically for me, it'll enter me and it'll exit me out of every one of these opportunities, okay? Every one of these opportunities, it enters and exits me out of. It's all 100% automated. And the results of this have been fantastic for our students. As I mentioned, for those of you that have recently logged on, we've been around for 23 years, okay? We didn't just start off as a little 1-person operation last week selling newsletters and little websites. We got 200 employees. We got the best panel of teachers and experts in the world. So our students, 24 hours a day, every second the market is open, are live with our students. Do some research and look at the amount of pips that our students are making. How about Hayward? Closed out the week with 4,850 pips. Another good week. I'd say that's another good week. Dan, I'm averaging 5,500 pips a week for 7 straight weeks. 5,500 pips in a month on a standard lot's $55,000, let alone in a week. On a mini lot, that's $5,500. Tom, over 2,000 pips. How about right here? This is Josh Martinez at our live event last April. This is Trish. A big thank you to Josh. 1,208 pips profit this week. How about right here, Elizabeth? 1 year ago this month, the first 2 months of January 2017, my FX book records say I made 4,250 pips. Again, that's over $40,000 of opportunity on a standard lot. And tomorrow, or excuse me, tonight at 7 o'clock, about 6 hours from now, we are going live with our brand new prediction. That's how Elizabeth did this last year. This time, the opportunity is incredible. In fact, our students in real money trading accounts last year, January 1st to December at the end of this year, generated over 3.3 million pips in real money trading accounts. That's over $33 million, gang. Now, I know I went quickly through all of that because I got behind. Normally, I'll do a 90-minute presentation, plus we lost time because of sound. But how many of you in this webinar would like to have all of these tools that I demonstrated for you? All of our technical indicators, all of our proprietary tools, all of our smart tools available on your computer, on your tablet, on your smartphone, so you can work with these and use them and get comfortable with them. Work with us over the next 60 days with our coaches, the mentors, our teachers, be live trading with us, come to our education portal, have all of that access for the next 60 days, and after 60 days, if you don't feel that this is going to give you the return on investment that you believe is going to be the value you're looking for, we give you 100% of your investment back. That's it. 100. That's how much belief we have in what we do. If you're interested in learning more about that offer, type in yes or me in the chat box. Because again, this is what's called the Ultimate Traders Package on Demand. This is by far our flagship course. We've been doing this for 23 years. It's the most all-encompassing to me, the most complete, easy-to-use, step-by-step program. Now, I'm going to go through the benefits that go along with this. We broke it down into phases, okay? First phase is going to be your actual education, which I'm going to cover in a moment. We do it on-site in our office here in Orlando, Florida, or we do it over the web. Our online university, our charting platform, our mentorship, our coaching programs, the support through your account representatives, and then our online trading rooms, our analysts on demand. Now, phase one is a 2-day training class. If you would like to in the future fly to Orlando, Florida and sit right here live in person with us, we'd love to have you here. Spend the day with people like Josh and Gary and Tyson and Steve Coing, Tad. It's incredible. Now, first, you're probably just going to want to watch our live session online. It's 2 days worth. We record it, we archive it. You can access it anytime that you want. We go through all of our different types of strategies, the different uses and ways you use our technical indicators, longer-term strategies, intermediate strategies, short-term strategies. We cover that in 2 days. It's unlimited to you. You get our online university, which is our back office to our website. You'll get a user ID and a password where we beautifully videoed all of our education. We have our own studio built in right here in our office. Awesome information. You have access to this 24 hours a day as well as a student. Then you get our trading platform. All of our indicators are web-based. So again, they travel with you. You get our user group, our community of traders. You have the ability to automatically download workspaces from our experts and copy their trades, trade by trade. Pretty incredible. On top of that, you get phase 4, which is working with Jerrod himself. I mean, imagine being able to work with a 30-year Forex veteran, somebody who's been averaging about 2,000 pips a week. He's going to talk to you about the psychological side of trading. And then you get our daily webinars. Every day we have webinars where we are live with our students analyzing opportunities. In fact, again, we'll be doing one of those at 7 o'clock tonight. And again, the great thing is, don't take my word for it. Take the next 60 days, evaluate us as a company, put our software to the test, put our experts to the test, be in our live trading rooms. And for whatever reason, after 60 days, if you don't believe this is going to be and add up the value that you want it to, we will give you 100% of your investment back. All we ask is give us an honest effort, okay? Now, the value of our program easily, as far as a market price, well over $10,000. I mean, I'm showing you people that have made 5,000 pips in a week for 7 straight weeks, okay? Here's the thing, though. If you go online to our website anytime today, tomorrow, 6 months from now, you can become a student of ours, get all the benefits that I talked about for a one-time investment of $7,995. Now, in this Investor Inspiration Special today, I have for you, you can come on board today risk-free for a one-time investment for $5,995. So we'll give you a 60-day in-writing 100% investment guarantee back, okay? Now, it's very easy for you to get started. All I need you to do is put your telephone number in the chat box. I'll have an education specialist reach out to you, answer all your questions, get you taken care of. Yes, Tom, we do have payment plans. I'll cover that in a moment. But here's the thing. If you get on board in the next hour or so, you'll be in our live session at 7 tonight. Our live session tonight, we will be outlining our opportunities rolling out. Josh will be doing it himself. If you look at the past predictions, dang, 20,000 pips since 2014. We're anticipating close to 9,000 on the upside, about 6,500 on the downside. All you need to do is put your telephone number in the chat box. Anthony, I've got your number. Wendy, I've got your number. Sally, I've got your number. Jack, I've got your number. Neil, I've got your number. Emily, I've got your number. We'll follow up with you once the presentation is over. Now, we're going to give you 12 months of our charting software. After that, if you want to keep it, it's $249 a month, but I'm going to give you the next 12 months for free. 12 months of our sessions, all of these bonuses, we're going to give in this Investor Inspiration Special today. That's over $16,000 worth of software that people have paid for in the past. Now, there's 2 ways to invest in it. You have an option A and an option B. Option A says I want a discount. I just want to save money. I'll pay for it at once, and after 60 days, if it doesn't provide the value, I'll get 100% of my money back. Option B says I like the idea of all these tools and this type of support and help. I need a payment plan, though. Let me see if I can work something out. All you need to do is put your telephone number in, and B, and one of our education specialists will try to customize a plan for you. If you want the discount, just type in your telephone number and A, and we're going to save you a couple $1,000 on top of that. Both of them get 100% in writing money back guarantee. Thomas, I got you for an A. Nicole, I've got you for an A. Sam's got questions. Awesome, Sam. We'll work with you on that. Jasmine's a B. Neil's a B. Michael's a B. Anderson's a B. Alex is an A. All we ask is that if you have success, please go to our social media boards and promote your results. Promote your success, because what we have found is as our students are successful and profitable, have a good experience with us, we grow and grow and grow. Okay? And that's all we ask that you do for us. I've got your number, Ram, as well. Okay? Maurice. Yeah, Maurice, just put your number in, my friend. I've got you, Anderson, as well. Natalie, Sally, Wendy. Rangathan, thank you, my friend. If you ever want to compare pips to pips, you just call us up and we'll be happy to do that, my friend. We have all third-party verified accounts, my friend, going back years and years and years. My FX book, if you're familiar with that. All right, so I've got you, Anderson as an A, Karen as an A, Zoe as an A. Hey, listen, I'll do one more thing better. If you want to save a little bit more money, if you want to pick up the phone and call in right now to this number, 407-585-2417, I'll save you an additional $500. But I need you to go ahead and call in right now, because I've only got 5 of those $500 vouchers. You can go ahead and call in right now. Maurice, you might want to call in. Ram, you might want to call in. Josh, you might want to call in. Charles, most of you that said you want to do an A. Again, all these benefits are 100% included. I mean, this is what you call value, gang. This is what you call support, help, training, education, a system, indicators, a plan. You're going to sit down and have a plan to work 45 minutes to an hour, 4 or 5 days out of the week for 2018, and wait till you lift your head up at the end of this year and see what you've learned and how successful you are, okay? So again, if you'd like to take the discount, go ahead and call in right now, and both of these are 60-day satisfaction guarantee. We don't care. You got nothing to lose. If after 60 days you don't want to be a part of our group, the worst thing that's going to happen to you is you get your money back and you got a free education on the Forex market. So I had to rush. I'm sorry if I went very quickly through this. We lost sound for quite a bit of time there. I'm going to sign off. I appreciate all of your time. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of your presentation.